Another day, another controversy on the internet. Today, I just wanted to look at some retardation from the left. There isn't a day that goes by where we don't see some type of ridiculous take coming from the left, and this time it's from Denims, who decided to comment on the apolitical stance from Emiru regarding ICE. This whole debacle started off when a commenter asked Emiru during her stream what did she think about ICE, in which Emiru responded with this.
On ice. Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to like say their opinions on like important topics. I get that, right? But it's like if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to like get off the internet. Like, just stop. Like hello? Like, I don't like what? Like, how am I gonna? I don't know. Get help. Like, even like I don't know. Like, obviously I don't like dislike any of the political streamers except for like some of like the really bad ones. I don't really like them. But it's like I don't understand how in the first place people care so much what they say. I guess it's because they just have a lot of reach or influence. But it's like, why are you listening to them in the first place? I don't know.
So again, just to recap what she said, basically her stance was if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet. And based, like, why are we asking apolitical streamers how they feel about politics? This makes absolutely no sense. But apparently, to Denims, this was a travesty. This was extremely controversial and deserved lambasting, with her saying on Twitter, "Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence sitting the modern Gestapo." And she also had something to say on her stream. I'll just play the clip for you here.
When did people on the right get so soy? You're smearing and defaming by calling someone a chud. No, it tells me everything I need to know about the character of someone who talks about things this way. I don't know why this, I mean, it's intentional ignorance, but that's okay. It tells me everything I need to know about this person. If you are fine with commenting on things you don't know about when it benefits you, when you know your audience will like you talking about it, that's one thing. But then for you to use an opportunity or ignore an opportunity where you could talk about something, maybe your audience doesn't like it, maybe you could educate them on it a little bit, but you choose not to, you're just siding with whatever your chud or chudette audience wants to hear. She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say fuck ICE. It's not that hard of a concept. You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying fuck ICE. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say fuck ICE. And I don't know if you know this. If you're an adult in this country, you should be the minimal amount invested in politics because you live here. There's this weird idea in America, especially, where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics. What? If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not going to pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not going to care about all this politics stuff. This is by far like the, I think, dumbest American quality. Saying I'm not into politics.
So unless you have no brain cells, clearly we can understand why this take is absolutely retarded. She's basically trying to guilt trip Emiru in agreeing with her, else she'll be a racist Nazi, shill for her chud and chudette viewership. And what are we talking about? What are we doing? What, like, why are we even doing this anymore? There are plenty of other people who are apolitical who you can attack if you really wanted to with the same logic. Hey, you didn't take this opportunity at every point in your stream to say fuck ICE? Well, looks like you're a racist, Nazi, insert cyst and phobe here. It's like, why does anybody even have to explain why this is retarded? Like, what are we doing? Why are we even taking political takes from an OnlyFans streamer? Like, why are we even listening to an OnlyFans hoe? Like, what are we doing? We even had the Rat King himself comment on this, and I'll just play what he said during his stream.
It's like, yeah, a lot of people were getting mad at Emmy for not wanting to comment on politics. I'll talk about that later on. I don't want to talk about it right now. But yeah, I did see that. It's just stupid. It's of course, right, the usual suspects, right? The same usual hostile, aggressive bullies on the internet. It's like you're either with us or you're against us. You either have to tell us our opinion back to us, or we attack you as if you have the opposite one, which is bullshit. They're assholes. They're terrible people. And I don't know why anybody really... I don't see how people that do that can think that they're in the right at all. I don't. But it's very frustrating for me to see something like that, especially whenever it's someone who's not even involved. Like, it's basically like, these are the people that say that, well, nothing is politics if it's my opinion, but anything that you agree with isn't politics. I find this to be very problematic. I don't like it at all. And she's not a political streamer? No, she's not even involved in that at all. Like, she has nothing to do with that. And you've got to keep in mind, the reason why a lot of people don't talk about politics is it's because they don't want to seem uneducated or like get their opinion out there. Like, I mean, Emmy's a big streamer, right? Why do you want to use your platform to talk about something that you're not informed about? And so really, I mean, if somebody doesn't feel comfortable talking about something, then anybody who's trying to bully them into talking about it really doesn't actually want them to talk about it. What they want is for that person to agree with them and then repeat their opinion. They want to effectively co-opt other people's platforms, bully them into agreeing with them or saying the same thing that they do. And if you don't let them co-opt and take over your platform and tell you what to say, then they just make up lies about you and try to destroy your reputation. The thing is that there are people that don't want to play the game. There are people that don't want to be involved. And whenever you say, I don't want to be involved, it doesn't mean that you don't care. It means that you want to take a step back and let somebody who understands it better explain it for you. Because, like, I mean, there's already a million people, for example, talking about every political issue. Like, what unique insight is, like, a live streamer gonna have, right? I mean, especially, like, I mean, yeah, maybe if it's somebody that covers this stuff regularly, but, like, if you play video games for a living, it's not like you're gonna have some kind of unique insight on, you know, like, expanding the scope of human knowledge about, or ethics or morality about, you know, X or Y political issue.
Like, it's very apparent that she's just trying to, as Asmon Gold said, co-opt her stream and her entire audience into this entire political movement from the left. If you don't agree with me, you are against me. If you're sitting on the fence or would rather not play the game, again, you are against me. And against me in the worst possible way. You're a racist, you're a Nazi, you're this, that, or the other. And that just doesn't work. That's not how it works. Like, I'm sure most people have someone in their life who is rather apolitical. Like, you just know their personality. They're not into politics. You can tell them the most controversial aspects of politics today or the most controversial news, and they just won't have a stance on it. Their day-to-day life doesn't revolve around politics. And people who go to Emiru's stream likely don't have an interest in politics. It's that simple. I think this clip from Powder, another VTuber streamer, sums up what Denims is trying to do quite aptly.
They are running out of enemies because the people that they constantly go after in the VTubing community have shown that they're unwilling to back down. So they need to find a new person to make an enemy out of. Oh, let's make an enemy out of this person because they want to be apolitical. Well, how dare she? She should be saying fuck ICE. Are you serious right now? I think it's fine if most VTubers don't want to talk about politics. There's not a lot of well-informed people out there.
And what's funny about this whole situation is even if Emiru was informed on the situation around ICE, there's no obligation for her to say fuck ICE on her stream. It's so clear that Denims just wants to vicariously convert anyone who is not on her side to her side, or anyone who's apolitical to her side. And she's using guilt tripping again as a method to try to force people to agree with her or be a Nazi, be racist, this, that, or the other. You already know the spiel. But now I just want to look at some posts I found on Twitter that basically encapsulates how everybody feels about this situation. First, we have a post from Kingman Lee who says, leftoids call you a racist Nazi for saying anything that disagrees with them. Call you a racist Nazi for refusing to say anything that agrees with them. It's a no-win trap designed to force submission. Stop feeding their endless, insufferable struggle sessions. Just say no. And that pretty much sums it up. If you disagree with them, let's say if you're on the political right, then of course you're a racist Nazi. If you choose not to engage, then of course you're a racist Nazi. It's a lose-lose situation. The only way you win in their eyes, in which you're still losing, is agreeing with them. Here's another take that I found, which says, it's a cult. Saying, fuck ICE is like handing your soul to these people. Why do y'all care so much about what the fuck Emiru thinks? And again, personally, I feel they're just trying to capture her audience who are apolitical. They probably see them as sort of easy real estate, or maybe people who might be susceptible to the guilt trip. As Emiru is apolitical, why not try to capture these people through guilt tripping? Again, I found another tweet from Brittany Venti who says, say the cult initiation words. And I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, we've seen videos of people, going around different cities across America, but specifically in Minneapolis, following random pedestrians just walking down the street, begging them, not begging really, forcing them to say fuck ICE, else they'll just keep harassing them in the streets. I mean, if you've been on the internet for more than 5 minutes in the last month, you've definitely seen these videos of people just forcing people to say fuck ICE, fuck ICE. It's a cult. I mean, there's no other word to describe it. Here's another post that I found that says, this is the most inorganic hate campaign I've seen yet from worthless individuals who sell images of their ass to pay for lawsuits they brought upon themselves. If you're unaware of what this person is referring to, they're talking about the Ethan Klein lawsuit against 3 streamers, that being Caseytron, Frogan, and of course Denims, the subject of today's video, accusing them each of copyright infringement. Basically, they tried to take viewers from one of his videos and successfully did so. This is clearly against YouTube copyright guidelines, so of course the only way that Denims can pay for this, being that she has terrible viewership, is to sell her pictures online, and you know exactly what types of pictures these are. She is an OnlyFans creator, which makes all of this so much more retarded. Like, why are we listening to a hoe force people to have political stances? This is just, man, my brain is rotting. But let me continue on. This person then goes to say, going after people who don't talk about politics, knowing they'll be too nice to bite back, is pretty cowardly. Much like when I boot into a game, I don't need streamers to validate my worldview in any capacity because I'm not a pathetic little leech who thrives on consensus in a world that is actively rejecting them. This is low IQ, animalistic behavior, just like all the white loser liberals in Minnesota setting up ICE checkpoints so they can harass black and brown people to check if they're one of the good ones. Guilt by association is their next tactic. And it's just embarrassing. And lastly, I have a post from Legal Mindset. If you're not familiar with this content creator, he is a lawyer who does legal content, who also happens to be following the Ethan Klein lawsuit. And he says this isn't going to help her as she loses her lawsuit with Ethan Klein. And from what we can tell thus far, I'm pretty sure Frogan has already lost her lawsuit and she's capitulated. So it's not gonna go so well for Denims either, and it's going to be hilarious to see how that pans out. I'm not really sure if this will actually affect her lawsuit with Ethan Klein. I'm sure it's not going to be helpful in any way. And if anything, it might just drive away viewers from her and potentially drive away simps. And of course, that's not going to help her financially, but I'm not sure how this is going to pan out. Regardless, this is an absolute brain dead take from Denims, and anybody who has a similar take or tries to guilt trip you into saying fuck ICE or saying that you're a racist or a Nazi or anything of that kind for not agreeing with them, honestly, you should just turn the other way, leave them alone. They're not worth your time, they're not worth the energy. They're just trying to indoctrinate you and pull you into the cult. It's absolute brain dead tactics here, and the left is really grasping at straws if this is what they're doing now. And it is indeed what they are doing. Man, I've lost so many brain cells trying to cover this. It's just so dumb. I'm tired of all this, and I'm not ready to see what the left are going to do next. They've already lost so much ground in the cultural consciousness of things, so it's always interesting to see what they come up with next and who they attack next. And apparently, Emiru was next on the list, and it completely backfired. But that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the situation in the comments below. I read every single one. And with that, get the fuck out.